What's up guys, SkittleRampage here. So today we have some really crazy Funko Pop leaks, including Dragon Ball Super Hero, Dragon Ball Super Broly, as well as Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and Chainsaw Man. So let's check it out. Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. I do hope you're enjoying your Sunday today. So, as mentioned before, we're going to be talking about some very fun Funko Pop leaks from stuff you have been asking for a very long time now. And these are going to be shared over from a Scarlet Joker and Pop Holmes over on Instagram. Now, I do want to remind you guys, as always, with leaks and rumors like this, nothing is officially confirmed until Funko does announce it. These are expected for 2024 of next year, and I have heard about these in the past, so it is very likely that we should be seeing these now that a lot of accounts are starting to leak them out. But I like to tell you guys that things can always be canceled, change last minute, change to different exclusives, so just stay tuned for now. Don't get your hopes up too crazy, but as always, there is a good likelihood we will see these next year. Before we continue though, as usual, we do have our question of the day, and this one is going to be a question I'm asking you again. I like to ask this every once in a while, and that is, what is a Funko Pop you would love to see Funko make in the future? So usually my answer to this question would be Code Geass. I'm going to switch it up today and say Guilty Crown or Charlotte Funko Pops. Love those animes. So since we do have a lot of anime to go over today, I do want to start off with the only Marvel we have, and that is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So we could be seeing 4 new Funko Pops next year. And that does include a few characters we already have, like Spider-Man 2099, but this one would be unmasked, as well as we could be seeing an unmasked Spider-Punk, a Mayday Parker, which we don't have her outside of the new Peter B. Parker with Mayday Pop we recently got at Hot Topic, and lastly, the Prowler Earth 42 version. Now, the Prowler one is especially awesome just because we don't actually have another Prowler Pop. We only have the original one from Into the Spider-Verse. And this one would be a new updated Prowler, the Miles Morales version. Unfortunately, I did kind of expect us to get an unmasked 2099 and Spider-Punk eventually, just because we do have soda versions of those already. However, in my opinion, here are a couple characters that we still need Funko Pops for. And that includes Lego Spider-Man, which I don't think Lego is ever going to allow, but we'll see what happens in the future. We also have Penny Parker there with her mech. I don't know why we never got this from the original movie. Like, I really don't know why we didn't get this as a 6-inch pop. It was the weirdest thing. We got a majority of the main cast from the original movie. We recently just got a Peter B. Parker because we never got one from the first movie, but still no Penny Parker. And I'm just like, what is happening over there at Funko? I don't know if it's like certain character rights or what it is, but this definitely needs to be made eventually. Now, another one did include the Spectacular Spider-Man, just because he's such a cool one from his show, as well as we do have Mary Jane Watson. I do feel like we need another Mary Jane Watson pop outside of the one that we got from the original Spider-Man game, as well as we recently got a comic book version, but I think an Across the Spider-Verse one would be really nice. Obviously, though, there are a million characters they quite literally could make from Across the Spider-Verse. There are so many to choose from, and I do hope that we continue getting different variations of Spider-Man, maybe just as like limited run exclusives or something like that. You know, like there's also Spider-Man Unlimited, which would be really great, and just, again, so many other versions of Spider-Man that we still need. Feel free, though, to let me know in the comments below, what is a Spider-Man variation that you would love to see Funko make outside of the ones I mentioned?
Now, this was also a leak for DC fans, which was DC Patchwork. So for this one, it was so basic that I just wanted to do a soft mention, and it says Batman, Catwoman, Harley Quinn, and the Joker. No idea what they're going to look like, but for any DC fans, you might have an idea.
Now, moving on to our anime news portion of this video, first up we have Chainsaw Man. So I actually soft mentioned this in a video a couple weeks ago alongside Invincible Pops and all that being confirmed, and now we do have a character list of what we could see in this wave of Pops next year, and they also said that wave 2 is also in the works. So any characters you see here that don't get announced later on, we could see in wave 2. So this wave could include a Chainsaw Man with a chase variation, probably a bloody chase most likely. We also have regular Denji, Power, Aki, Makima, Pochita. I actually added in Pochita Flock because I did actually hear that this one could be a Funko Shop exclusive down the line. Then we do have a Denji Pocket Pop and Pochita Pocket Pop. I won't lie, I did feel like a Denji Pocket Pop was a little bit of a weird choice versus like a Chainsaw Man version of a Pocket Pop. I feel that would be better than a Denji, but I guess that's just me maybe. Now, usually I will say with popular animes like this one, Funko's usually late to the game with producing figures, and they kind of are a little bit just because by the time these release, I think they're either at the end of 2024 or like the middle of 2024 if I'm not mistaken. It does still feel kind of late compared to when the anime came out, just because we've had so much merchandise from so many other companies already. And sometimes I really wonder why Funko is so late to the game with different licenses like this. I'm just hoping once we get Chainsaw Man Season 2 next year that the hype will continue down the line to the pops to where these sell very well so we can get a bunch of different characters from this show. I'm personally very excited just because I did enjoy Chainsaw Man, so I definitely will be picking up most of these. But let me know how you guys feel about this wave. Is there a character you don't see here that you wish Funko would make? As well as, are you excited for this wave next year possibly? Now moving on to two things that I am very excited about. So I actually heard a lot of rumors about these in the past. They just leaked with a list, well, at least for superhero. For Dragon Ball Super Broly, we don't have a character list just yet provided, but here are some characters that I think are very likely to end up in this wave. And I was talking to some Discord members, and one heard that we could maybe see at least 5 commons of this wave. So here are the characters that I think will actually be in the lineup for this Dragon Ball Super Broly movie wave. So we have Gogeta, of course. That is like one of the main things in this movie that I do hope they make, just because I really want a Gogeta pop. I love Gogeta's look, I love Gogeta's character, and we're so long overdue for Gogeta. We have Vegeta already. We have Gotenks, we need Gogeta. Now it is definitely Funko style, and I do believe it is very likely that we will see Goku and Vegeta in their winter coats there. Even possible that we could see another Golden Frieza variation, just because the only Golden Frieza we do actually have is from SDCC, and it's from the Resurrection F movie, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, actually, it is indeed from Resurrection F. In case you don't own the pop, it says it right there. And we do have 2 variations of that Frieza, one being a Black Eyes Frieza from SDCC, as well as a Red Eyes variation that is much more expensive. The Black Eyes one goes for like maybe 60 to 90 bucks, while the Red Eyes one goes for like 300 plus. So in my opinion, I think Funko would take the opportunity to make a new Golden Frieza, since he's obviously a big character in this movie. Continuing on, we do have a Super Saiyan God Vegeta. So I've gotten a lot of comments in the past asking why we haven't gotten this character yet. One, I believe he only first appeared in this movie, and this is a movie license, so that's why we haven't gotten him. And 2, I think it's very likely, again, we will get this version. Just because, if you don't know, a lot of the Vegeta Pops, I'll actually just make a glam and throw it up for you guys here, but a lot of the Vegeta Pops are reused molds, where he does have his hand out like this. So they could just take the old mold and repaint it red. And it works perfectly because he puts his hand out in the movie just like that. And honestly, that's kind of a variation that I would be perfectly fine with, just because it does make a lot of sense for them to do. And at the same time, it gives them something that a lot of people do want. Because other than that, we're just going to get him in a basic action pose, fighting pose, you know? Though they could go a step further and maybe give him a red aura. That would be really nice, actually. Kind of like the Goku times 20 Kaioken pop. Now, 2 other characters that I do feel are very likely do include Broly himself, obviously, and Chila there. So talking about Broly for a second, obviously we could get so many different like exclusives and transformations and things like that from him. I think that would be really cool as different exclusives or Comic-Con pieces in the coming future. As far as Chila goes, we honestly only need like 1 pop from her. I would love Chila. She's a really awesome character in the Dragon Ball universe now, so I would definitely pick her up if they did actually make her. But my 3 #1 contenders from this line that I'm hoping they do in fact make do include Broly, Gogeta, as well as that Red God Vegeta. For now, guys, you are just going to have to stay tuned. Once there's more information on a character list, I'll definitely share that in the future. The last set of pops we do have to talk about do come from the Dragon Ball superhero movie. This is definitely going to be a very fun one. So check this one out. We do have Beast Gohan. I did add this one in, which is a Beast Gohan exclusive to the Funko shop. I did also hear about that previously to this being leaked. So we could be seeing a Gohan Funko shop exclusive variation, probably Glow or something like that. We do also have Orange Piccolo. I did spell that wrong, apologies. As well as Gamma 1, Gamma 2, and Cell Max 10-inch. I am actually kind of glad that they're doing Cell Max as a 10-inch, just because that is the only way to make him. If they made him a 4-inch, that is just a mistake. I probably won't purchase that though, just because I don't really like a lot of the 10-inch pops. They take up a lot of space, but that would be really cool to see. Cell Max was still very stupid in that movie, but that's just my opinion. For Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, I think that's a perfect exclusive 2-pack opportunity, so I do hope they go that route. Individual pops would be fine as well, but I think they deserve to be in a 2-pack. As far as Orange Piccolo, it is kind of weird that this wasn't labeled as a 6-inch pop, so he might be a 4-inch pop just because he is a much bigger character. But at the same time, I think a lot of people do prefer 4-inch pops just because they take up less space. So I don't think too many people will be upset about this one. And then Beast Gohan, I think it would be perfect to just have him doing special beam cannon in the exclusive variation. That would be really awesome. Honestly, other than the character list here, I think that's all I would really want from this movie. This wasn't my favorite Dragon Ball Hero movie. I'm not going to sugarcoat that at all. I think a lot of the movie doesn't really make sense, but in reality, I still would like to see some of these pops made. I think that would be really neat. So guys, I did have a lot of fun making this video. This is the stuff that I love talking about. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button down below, and as well as make sure to leave a comment down below what you're most excited about. I'm going to end off the video here though by saying a big shout out to all the amazing Patreon supporters of the channel. You guys are awesome for supporting myself and the channel. If you guys happen to be interested and want to check out the Patreon, the link is down below. We have a Patreon-only Discord where we share a lot of information, news, restocks, updates, links, and more. And lastly, make sure to be following me on all my social medias at SkittleRampage over on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and my Facebook page so you can stay up to date. All right, love you guys. See you guys in the next one. See you guys later. Bye.